Hey, Richard, real quick, I would like, on the subject of Twitter, I would like to apologize because I do realize that tweets for like tech support at ESPN Plus and whatnot are quite cringe, and I apologize for going into that genre of tweet multiple times over the past couple weekends. But I've reached the threshold where I'm just annoyed that ESPN Plus Bundesliga streams cannot consistently work, and especially when they're raising the price like 42% for the upcoming year.
I'm glad you brought that up because I completely forgot about it in my misery. This is the last thing I do want to talk about. ESPN and how I think that was deserved what you tweeted out, because like really this is a top level, top 5 team in top 5 league in the world, I should say, and you can't get a stream to work for the game for the first 15 minutes. And it wasn't just like it was all ESPN. The Spanish version was available, and they started from the beginning. You go back to the replay, you can't watch the replay until 15 minutes into the game. With the English version, you go to Spanish version, you watch the whole game. It's shambolic what they're doing for the Bundesliga. And it's not just Schalke, it's the whole Bundesliga. It's not the first time they've done it. It's happened numerous times this year. So it's infuriating.
I don't know what the infrastructure looks like for ESPN. They may be somehow relying on obviously third-party like Sky Sports streams or something that they're just sort of like private purposing, and maybe there's some sort of technical difficulties with those streams or somehow the handoff, whatever. All I'm saying is if you're investing like $30 million a year, which is I think what their contract says, for the rights to broadcast the Bundesliga, and you're making all these games available live streaming, it's just unacceptable. Like how many issues there have been recently. Yeah, to me it's wild. I mean, this one was not as bad, right? Because only the first 15 minutes or so. There's been games recently where like the entire first half is just unavailable.
Yes.
It just the entire thing's just an ESPN Plus ad for 45 minutes until the second half starts. So hopefully they get together. I don't know. It would have been the only good thing is that some of those Gregorich goals were I think cut off before I switched over to the Spanish.
It was the first one was the first one was, and look, like I said, it's fine. You have technical issues, that's fine. But then your replays, you're supposed to watch the full replays afterwards. It starts at the 15th minute mark when the Spanish version starts at the in the pregame. So like, why couldn't you use the same video? Anyway, I don't know. I digress. But thank you for reminding me that, because that on top of everything else on Saturday or Sunday, that pissed me off more than anything else.
Why isn't the Bundesliga the number one priority of ESPN programming? Yeah, obviously it's not, and we don't expect it to be. But still silly. This is the worldwide leader. Anyway, on that note.